Brent and Ryan in the morning. Good morning, I'm Brent.
And I'm Ryan.
And this is
Brent and Ryan in the morning.
And Ryan, I'm a little sad.
Why is that?
Because we're almost done with our immersed reading.
You're going to miss this show, aren't you?
I am. I have loved Brent and Ryan in the morning. So what are we going to do?
I don't know. Maybe, could we have a season 2?
I think we should definitely have a season 2.
I think that'd be fun.
I think so too. Man, all right, so we're not sad yet then.
Okay.
So we'll have to think about season 2 later. But for today, we're talking about the book of Revelation.
Right. Which is most people's favorite book in the entire world. We happen to not be most people.
As I was thinking about this, I thought, I think there really is a generational thing here. Because when you talk to people older than me, typically they love to study the book of Revelation. And I have to admit, I don't know that I understand the fascination with it, just simply because it is written in such a way that is so mysterious. And I know it's fun to try to figure out, well, what does that dragon mean and what does this symbol mean? But for me, it's just like I can kind of skip over a lot of the middle parts and see the beginning and the end and be good.
Yeah, and for me, I love that because I didn't know it at all. I thought, what would be fun 2 summers ago? I'm going to read a 500-page commentary.
How'd that go?
On the book of Revelation. At the end, I had as many questions as I started with.
And that's because of the type of literature it is. And this is something we've said over and over in these videos is you cannot pick this up and look at Revelation and sit it next to the newspaper and go, oh, that's what this is. It's not written that way. It's apocalyptic literature, and it's just not meant to be read that way. And so go ahead.
One small exception.
Yeah.
The very beginning.
The very beginning, which is where we are right now.
Yes, which is really kind of refreshing. We're not into the hardest stuff yet. We've read these letters to the churches, and those are letters which they're a little more like the other letters in the New Testament.
Right. And there's 7 churches, and Jesus is actually speaking to John to these churches and giving them mostly corrective actions, but there are 2 churches that kind of get the attaboy way to go. They don't get the hey, you need to fix this. But the other 5 of them certainly do get things like you need to return to your first love, and you need to realize you're poor, blind, pitiful, and naked, and things like that. You make me vomit. To make Jesus vomit is not necessarily the place you want to be. But as we think about that, I do enjoy that first 3 chapters of Revelation. But when you get beyond that, it gets a little bit more challenging. One of the things that jumped out to me was just John definitely uses the word like. I mean, at least in this translation, it says this was like this. And it's just a really good reminder that when it describes Jesus a certain way, Jesus really doesn't have a tongue that's a sword. He's using metaphor and hyperbole, which would have been very common in this Jewish literature. And so it's a really good reminder that, hey, okay, don't look for the actual, this is exactly what it means. No, it's a representation. And they're putting into the best words that they know this incredible vision that he has.
Yeah. Well, and some of what he's saying is purposefully alluding to things that he knew had already been written. Yeah. So the word of God is sharper than any two-edged sword is one of my favorite verses. We've preached on it this summer. Yeah. And so for him to say that Jesus' tongue is like a two-edged sword is basically saying, when Jesus speaks, it is the word of God coming out. So he's saying these things not to describe what they look like, but to bring in meaning.
Yeah. Absolutely. I must admit, on the first part of Revelation, that's all I got.
See, so after we get the letter to the churches, we get this picture of the throne room, and there's the 4 beasts circling around with 6 wings, and one has eyes all over its entire body.
Lord God Almighty.
And you can take away from that when you read it is just the incredible awe of, imagine you're John and you're transported into the heavenly realm. Yeah. There's got to be just a sense of how lowly I am, I don't belong at all, fall on your face, and you can't even describe. The throne room of heaven is indescribable.
Oh, and that's why it's so, that's why he's thinking, all these things, these most precious gemstones and all these things. He's using
what he knows,
everything that he knows, but I can imagine that he's going, I imagine he's writing this and just thinking, this isn't even close. Yeah. This doesn't even begin to describe what this is actually like.
And I think that's what, if you get anything out of these first 2 days of reading in Revelation, it's just the throne room of heaven is beyond words.
Right, it is. And that's really what we need to take away from it.
Yeah.
And so, you know what? We're going to come back on Friday, and we're going to discuss the rest of Revelation, which is, let's just prepare the people now. You're not going to get a lot of detail.
Right. We're going to spend more time celebrating.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're looking for us to tell you what this symbol means and what that symbol means, we don't do that.
Yeah.
Honestly, because we don't know. If John and Jesus had wanted us to know, they'd have written it much plainer than they did. I mean, that's where my opinion has always been, and it's just so out there to try to understand that there's a big theme we'll get, and once we understand that, that's it. That's what we need to know. So, all right, this has been a short one today, but hopefully it's been beneficial. You have 3 days left. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You're done with the book of Revelation, and you are done.
You can do it
with the New Testament.
Yeah,
all of them. And so keep going. All right. So this has been another short episode of Brent and Ryan in the Morning. We'll see you later.